Chat About It, the new interactive internet radio station of the future. Chataboutit.com.
So much media, so little time. Who keeps track of it all? That would be me. This is Bob Andelman, and this is the Mr. Media Interview, brought to you today by 1-800-DialDJs.com. If you need live entertainment for your party, wedding, bar mitzvah, or corporate event in the New York, New Jersey, or Philadelphia metro area, check out 1-800-DialDJs.com for a real good time. Okay, so where was I before the commercial? Oh yeah, Mr. Media is recorded live from the new media capital of the world and home of St. Leo University, Tampa Bay, Florida. Larry Manetti brought a tremendous amount of natural charisma and boundless cockiness to his role as a restaurateur named Rick, Tom Selleck's Vietnam War buddy and sidekick on the long-running CBS adventure series Magnum P.I. He brought that same strong sense of self-awareness to his role as author in his 1999 autobiography, Aloha Magnum. It's action-packed with, well, action, as Manetti recalls a life that never knew the meaning of the word dull. Besides out-of-school tales of his friends Selleck and co-stars Roger Mosley and John Hillerman, Manetti regales readers with his encounters with the chairman of the board, Frank Sinatra, the king, Elvis Presley, Tony Curtis, and his pal and mentor, Robert Conrad. Best of all, this isn't one of those self-told stories of how wonderful Larry is. It's a warts-and-all portrayal of a regular guy who has led a pretty friggin' real great life. Larry, welcome to Mr. Media.
Thanks, Robert. I'm sorry I'm late. I apologize to everybody. And you guys are in a city that's very close to my heart. I had not known that you're in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you know, I went to school there. My father owned the Flying Barzee Ranch in Quail Hollow on I-54. And Robert Conrad and I got in tons and tons of trouble there. And I kind of grew up there. So you're in a great spot. Burned Steakhouse, Malio's, wow.
Wow, listen to that. Yeah, you know, it was great. Even after I had committed to doing the show with you, and then I'm reading the book, and I see he went to St. Leo College. He was in Tampa. Well, holy cow.
St. Leo says, here's the door, and get out.
Yeah, well, I was going to leave that part out of the story, but like I said...
Well, you know what, listen, I didn't do too bad. I, as my father said, I smiled and made it through life, so...
It's okay. Hey, listen, when you look back on your 8 years of Magnum, what stands out the most for you? Is it the money, the fame, the fun, the pranks?
I just think it's, it's funny you said that because I put a call into Selleck today, and somebody wrote this long letter, and they asked if they could get a picture of him and I signed. And, you know, he doesn't sign hardly any. He's tough to deal with autographs, so I got him to sign it. But I think it's the people out there that really enjoy and watch the show and we're giving back, and at least I'm giving back. I feel, you know, the fortunate opportunity that I had as becoming an actor and being semi-successful, and I just, I love every minute of it, and I couldn't pick another occupation if you put me on my head.
Oh, let's talk about Tom for just a minute. I mean, he's attained an almost mythic stature over the years, both as an actor and as an individual. You treat him with a lot of respect in your book. I got to ask, is he that special, or is he just, you know?
Well, Tom, look, I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Tom Selleck was born gorgeous. and so when you're born like that, like Elizabeth Taylor and Selleck, I mean, you kind of know inside of you that you're special. Mm-hmm. And he does have little idiosyncrasies, you know. I would tell him to his face, you know, but I get along great with him. He's a dear friend. He's there if you need him. I mean, he's there for if somebody is in trouble, no matter where, he's there. He's and I don't know. Hey, look, he's a movie star. I mean, he's done some great films. He's right now currently doing a new series. He's doing a pilot for a new cop show in New York. And he's a great guy. I like him. And you know what? I'm the kind of guy, and if you read my book, I know you did, but I'm talking about our friends out there. I don't lie. So, I mean, if he were a jerk, I'd say he's a big jerk. So he's not. He's a sweet guy.
Well, that comes across in the book, that you just have a great deal of fondness for him, and you tell some great stories throughout the book about being on the set and being with him, and all kinds of stuff that went on. One of the things that you mention is about how, and this is a pretty well known story, is about how he had to pass on that role of Indiana Jones, which of course made a star and a zillionaire out of Harrison Ford.
I remember that exactly, and you want me to tell you a little bit about it?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, what happened was we were already doing Magnum, and Bud Grant, who was the president of CBS, is pretty nice as far as network executives go. And Selleck got this offer from Spielberg to be Indiana Jones, and come on, anybody's going to jump. So he said, guys, I got this big movie offer. And they said, sorry, pal, but you're signed. You're going to do Magnum. And we were already into Magnum, so... he was pretty, I don't know, you want to use the word upset, kind of disappointed, but then he pinched himself and said, look, here I am, there's a camera in front of me and lights, so, he got the second best, and then they did a rip-off of Indiana Jones, and that was a fun episode that we did, because I remember a lot of the stuff in it. I think they put me on a spinning pinboard or something where you shoot at it. And I was spinning around because every episode they tried to do something to me, put me on the back of a truck tied. I mean, they were running out of gags.
You did it. Even, I mean, you admit this in the book. You have a natural way of getting on people's nerves, I think. Is that safe to say?
Well, I don't want to say that because then it sounds like I'm a pain. But I could gnaw at somebody. If I don't know how to even explain this, so I know the timing, and I know when to open my mouth and when to shut up, and I know right from wrong. So, but if I want to agitate somebody, I can, or if I want to heckle, look. The bottom line is I'm fun. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's guys at a party, and some guys are obnoxious. You might say, God, what a jerk. Mm-hmm. But I kind of watch it so that I'm not disliked.
Now, you did enjoy kind of picking at John Hillerman a bit, right? Who played Higgins?
I love John. Yeah, John Hillerman's fun. In fact, I was talking to our publicist today, and she reminded me of the Hawaiian cruise ship thing that we did. One of them was a show with Alan Hale Jr., and she said that that she was in his suite, and there was like 2 pounds of beluga caviar, and her and Tom Selleck and Hillerman were scoffing it down. But that's the kind of life we led, on that show. I mean, I remember Selleck and I going to Caesar's Palace, and I did a gambling show there for him. And Selleck hung out with me, and they delivered this, like, gigantic tray of black gold. And, I mean, we just sat there and filled ourselves with beluga caviar, knowing that, it's not going to last forever. I don't think I've had beluga caviar since they said wrap.
You gotta get that beluga when you can.
Yeah, well, it's pretty good, folks.
Well, I want to ask you. You mentioned Alan Hale Jr., who, if people didn't catch that, was of course the skipper on Gilligan's Island. One of the guys that directed a bunch of episodes was Ivan Dixon from Hogan's Heroes, and I don't know. I just have this curiosity about that guy. He was such an interesting character there, and then we never really saw him much behind in front of the camera again. What was he like to work with?
Well, he was very nice. Ivan's a big, big teddy bear, and he was on Hogan's Heroes for a short stint, and became a director, one of the resident directors. We had several directors, but he was a sweetheart. Actually, all our directors were really nice because on a show like that, you had to be nice. You had big movie stars like Sinatra and Carl Burnett, so you couldn't come on there and be a pushy busybody. But Ivan now, I think, has a radio show in Maui.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's doing well. Yeah.
You have some great anecdotes about people in here. I got a big kick out of you talked about Angela Lansbury wearing a watch on the set, and when it hit a certain time of day, she just quit no matter what, right?
Yeah, well, Angela Lansbury and I never had a word. Do you believe that? And it was almost as though it was like, dismiss this kid. And yeah, and I remember that I was at an Emmy show or something, and that my wife and I were seated right next to her and her husband. And I sat down. Now, she had to know who I was. We did a crossover show, and she didn't even look at me the entire show. So I'd rather not talk about Angela Lansbury.
Well, let's talk about somebody you did have a great rapport with, Frank Sinatra. He came and did the show, and you got along famously with him.
Yeah, Frank he's the greatest. I miss him. I think about him every day. And he was just a big, big, great apple pie. I mean, and there's rumors all over about, one take Frank, and one take Frank is true. But Frank was he was the nicest guy. I mean, I could tell you this. I remember we were on vacation and we were in this big room, and I used to get nervous with Frank because, he could be a little explosive. And I remember, and these guys came over and they said, "Hey, you're Frank Sinatra. Hey, Mr. Sinatra. Hey, guys, how you doing?" And they started talking baseball, and there were like 6 or 7 of us, and we just went on for an hour. And these are guys, just everybody puts their pants on the same, but come on, but we were in show business, and we just kicked it around. And at the end of it, Frank said, "See you later." We all shook hands and went back to the table. I mean, that's how Frank was. I mean, if you treat Frank the right way, Frank was just like you and I.
Well, I've only got time for one more question, and it's going to be a strange one. I don't think most people realize you were on the original Battlestar Galactica with Lorne Greene, and I got to ask: have you ever watched the new version of it?
Yeah, with I forgot his name. I liked the show. I liked the new one. I liked the old one that I was on. And I think that everybody in the cast are terrific. And hey, Bob, we have to tell everybody where to get the book. My book is.
I'm coming to that.
Oh, you're ready?
I am. Okay. I am happy to do that. Are you ready? Okay. I'm ready.
Okay,
folks.
So should I say it? You got to go to the internet and go to LarryManetti.com, and the instructions are there, folks. And you're going to love it. It's a 5-star book, and I've never had a complaint. And you guys made me homesick for Tampa now.
Well, come on down.
Tarpon Springs. Oh man, I had so much fun there. Burt Reynolds, can you hear me?
If he's got his hearing aid up, maybe he will.
Oh boy.
Well, Larry,
you so much.
Listen, thank you so much for joining us on Mr. Media today. It was a lot of fun to chat with you.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
My pleasure. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And folks, for more original interviews with your favorite film and TV stars, you can surf over to our main website, www.mrmedia.com. That's mrmedia.com. That's where you can listen to my earlier conversations with Hollywood stars such as Kirk Douglas, Billy Bob Thornton, and many, many more. And please take advantage of this great offer for Mr. Media radio listeners. Go to www.audiblepodcast.com/mrmedia, that's Mr. Media, to get a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today. Again, that's www.audiblepodcast.com/Mr. Media for your free audiobook. And subscribe to Mr. Media on iTunes, and you'll never miss a show. Just search Mr. Media Interviews from within iTunes and subscribe for free. You can also listen with a piece of string and a tin can in many locations. If you've got an idea for a guest, email me directly at bob@andelman, that's ANDELMAN.com. You can also follow me on Facebook or on Twitter, www.twitter.com/Andelman or www.facebook.com/Andelman. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you sharing a piece of your day with Mr. Media. Thanks for listening, everyone.
You're listening to Chat About It, politics, business, sports, and entertainment. When it's time to chat, go to chataboutit.com.